There are 19 Klaviyo flows you can set up for your brand, but are all of them worth it? In my experience, no. After setting up all these flows for more than 50 brands doing $3 to $30 million a year and generating north of $50 million in revenue, there are flows that are simply a waste of time. And in this video, I'm going to rank the 19 most popular Klaviyo flows on a tier list. From S, the very best, all down to F, flows you probably don't want to spend even a minute setting up. And the criteria I'm going to use to rank this are three. First, the revenue impact or ROI. How much revenue can this flow realistically generate and how fast? Number two, the setup complexity and time investment needed to set up these flows. Number three, the longevity and maintenance requirements of these flows. So let's crack open a white one and begin. So first we have the welcome series. This series is triggered whenever someone is browsing your website, they see your pop-up, they enter their email in exchange for a discount code or something, and they make it to your list. So this is most likely the first email someone is going to get from you, which is why this series has a high volume potential. A lot of people are going to receive these emails. And the intent is high. Whenever someone gives you their email, they were browsing your website, most likely they came through an ad, a Google ad, Meta ad, and they are super warm already, so they have high buying intent. And the most important distinction that either makes this an S tier flow or a B tier flow is the intention behind. The B tier welcome flow treats this series as a coupon dispensary machine. It is all just about the discount code. First email goes like, hey, here's your discount code. Email 2 goes, hey, don't forget about your discount code. And email 3 is, your discount code is expiring soon. So it's all about the discount, it's all about the price incentive. But if someone doesn't purchase after the first email, then price is no longer the issue. So emails 2 and 3 are essentially worthless. An S-tier welcome flow assumes that the customer is not sold yet. They are still looking for reasons to buy. So it builds trust and it builds desire. We have double conversion rates in welcome flows just by not making these emails about the discount, but making them about the customer. What is going on inside their heads? What motivates them to buy? Anticipating questions they might have. Why would they buy from us over a competitor? And so on. So when doing that, this is an S-tier flow every single e-commerce brand should have, and especially if you're starting up. Next, we have a controversial one, and this is the win-back series. So this is an automation that gets triggered 60 to 90 days after someone buys, but doesn't buy again. So what most do is they give away a 10% discount or a 20% discount in this series. It's a last effort to try to get someone to buy again. And I've seen small marketers suggest doing a discount ladder. So they begin at 10% off. If they still haven't purchased yet, 5 days later, they get 15% off. And 7 days later, if they still haven't purchased, they get 20% off. That is a discount ladder. And it's better than just giving everybody the same high discount because it's just giving away margin. This flow is never one of the best performers. It's actually quite down the list. And the reason why is super simple. If we are waiting 60, 90 days to try to win someone back, we have probably already lost them. They already bought from someone else. So this is why I'm giving this flow a C. It sounds good on paper, but in reality doesn't work. Next, we have the site abandonment flow. So this is a flow that gets sent whenever someone makes it to your website and then they leave. That's because they don't even know what to buy yet. So this flow, the site abandonment flow, sits very high on the funnel. So the buying intent here is low or medium at most. The best thing you can do is to point them to any of your best-selling products or best-selling categories, and that's it. Then other flows will do the selling job for you. So the job of a good site abandonment flow is to simply move them further down the funnel. And because of that, this flow gets a C. And you wouldn't want to have more than 2 or 3 emails inside of this flow anyway, especially if you're already sending consistent campaigns. So next we have the all reliable checkout abandonment flow. So this one is triggered whenever someone makes it to your checkout, inputs their shipping info, their email, and then they leave. So then we can send emails that include the cart items and a button that takes them straight to checkout. So it's high intent, low friction, and this is why this is most often one of the top 3 best performing flows we see across all of our clients. So the problem I see most often with checkout abandonment flows is that they assume that a customer has amnesia, and the reason why they still haven't purchased yet is simply because they forgot. So that is actually rare, and I will say yes, a small percentage of the pie actually forgot to purchase, but the remaining 90% is still not convinced yet. They are not buying because they either don't want to buy yet, they don't have the desire, or they don't trust you or your brand yet. And so whenever we create a high converting checkout abandonment flow, we don't make it about the amnesia. Instead, we always try to move the sales forward. We create conviction. We don't assume they are sold yet on their products, which is why some of the emails we send here are very long, very engaging, but they are all moving the sales forward, not assuming the customers are sold yet. So that is an S-tier checkout abandonment flow. Next, we have the browse abandonment flow. This flow gets triggered whenever someone makes it to one of your product pages and then they leave. So they didn't even make it to checkout. So the buy intent is lower, but the volume is higher. There are more people browsing your products than people making it to checkout. So it makes up for that. And what you can do inside of these emails is you can show the product that they were browsing by name and by image. Another condition, and you will realize this is a common theme, is that we shouldn't either appeal to amnesia here. So even though this is a browse abandonment email, most people are not moving forward, not buying, not because they forgot, but because they don't want the product bad enough yet, or they don't trust the brand or the product enough yet. So the browse abandonment gets an A. Next, we have the abandoned cart flow. So this is different from the checkout abandonment flow. The abandoned cart flow is triggered whenever someone is browsing your website, they click the add to cart button, and then they leave. So the intent is higher as that of the browse abandonment flow, but slightly lower than that of the checkout abandonment flow. But nevertheless, there are more people clicking add to cart than clicking checking out. And what we want to do instead is build conviction, build trust, which is why you might also want to make these emails long. Give yourselves more opportunities to move the sales forward with more arguments, including text-based emails as well, which we do for every single client we work with. And these are often the best performing emails inside of the sequences. So that's the abandoned cart. It gets an S tier. Next, we have the new customer thank you flow. So they will get this sequence whenever they first buy from you. So this is the place where you either get or don't get the next sale. And what you will do in these emails is get them sold on your brand, your philosophy, your mission. Essentially, give them reasons why to love your brand and get them sold on your products. What makes them unique? Because they might have purchased from you, but they might still not be sold into. So for clients, we set up 2 emails. The first one is beautiful and it's super on brand and has the aesthetics and everything you would expect from a proper brand. The second email is more personal, it's text-based, it follows the inbox host approach, and it gets someone to really connect with your brand because they are really connecting with a person, with a human. Sometimes it's the founder who sends these emails, maybe a director of customer experience or a product developer, depending on the branding. But the new customer thank you flow gets an A because it set up the next sale. Next, we have the subscription renewal reminder. So this applies to a small slice of viewers. I'm keeping this short. So if you are selling supplements or any replenishables and you have an app that is handling this, they let you send renewal reminders. So a few days before they actually get billed, you will send an email. This flow gets a B or even an A if you have a lot of subscriptions. By the way, a quick aside, I'm ranking all of this based on my experience setting up these flows for over 50 brands, auditing other hundreds of brands, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't. So if you're watching this video to understand what flows you need to set up, but you don't really have the time to set them up yourself, there's going to be a link in the description for you to speak with my team and I and have us set this up for you. Let's move forward. We have the back in stock flow. So if you have a brand and your products normally go out of stock, this is a no-brainer. This flow will print money. It is quite simple to set up, and you have this button on your product pages that lets someone subscribe. Then it's all just automatic. You know you are emailing them with a product they explicitly told you they have high interest in. So you will see these emails have a super high conversion rate, which is why this gets an S tier. Moving on, we have the cross-sell flow. And these emails get triggered whenever someone buys from you. So after checkout. And the goal here is very simple, to introduce them to another product or another category. And Klaviyo lets you do something really smart. You can see exactly what they purchased and decide which email to send after. So a good upsell or cross-sell sequence introduces someone to the product. It assumes that they are completely unaware and then move the sales forward step by step. That will be a high converting flow. A low converting flow says we've missed you and give them a 10% discount and doesn't work. But when done right, it's super profitable, which is why I'm giving this an A. Next, we have the order delivered flow. So this is an email they literally get the moment they get a package on their door. So think about that for a moment. It's a moment they've been waiting for days. And so the potential is huge because they are still excited about their purchase. This is an A tier email, definitely not one of the highest priorities emails. It's definitely not going to be one of your best selling emails, but it's still high there because it creates a good customer experience and improves the odds they buy from you again and gets sold on your brand and your products. Next, we have a flow that when I was new to email marketing 6 years ago, I had up here. Now, with all the proof that I have, with all the observations that I have, it's down here. And this is the happy birthday flow. So this is a series of emails you will send whenever it's someone's birthday. But again, this is one of those sounds good, doesn't work flows, or at least doesn't work as much. I mean, will it generate some revenue? Yes. Will it get subscribers to enter their birthday as if it was the next day after signing up so they get a better discount? Also yes. Will it waste you a lot of time you could have spent better elsewhere? Also yes. So can this sequence work? Technically yes, but there are so many ifs behind that I'm giving this a D. Next, moving on to another hyped flow, that is the anniversary flow. So this is an email you will send in Klaviyo a year after the first purchase from you, and you will offer them a discount or some type of offer. But as you can guess by now, this flow is only going to work if you already did the heavy lifting. If by the moment they receive this flow, literally a year later, they already know what to buy, they are still in the market for what you sell, and they haven't gone to one of your competitors. So this is one of those flows that sounds good on paper, but really doesn't move the needle much. So this gets a D. So we've been getting a lot of these recently, but don't worry, stand up, stay erect, because coming soon we have some S+ tier flows. Yes, you heard that right. Coming up in just a moment. But next, we have the sunset flow. So the sunset flow gets here when someone receives, for example, 10 emails from you and opens 0. So in paper, what you will do is send them a last chance to open your emails, else they will get unsubscribed. But what this works on theory, in reality, if you've already sent them 10 emails, the likelihood of them opening this 11th email is super low. And worst of all, if you do get them to open the email and get them back on your campaigns and back engaged, this email again by nature are not super interested in you and your brand. So why would we even bother sending emails to these people? They're just going to hurt our deliverability in the future. So why even care? The sunset flow is another flow I used to have up here, now it's down here, it gets an F. Next, we have an A tier flow. This is the quiz results follow-up flow. So if you do have a quiz that you are using to guide your site visitors into what product to buy, what category to buy first, then you need to have this flow. It's going to be one of the most profitable flows you can have. And this is an aside, but we've really noticed with clients, and these are clients doing $3 to $30 million per year, quizzes are becoming a cheat code. There's a case that comes to mind, an email reply when someone who took the quiz got a product recommendation, but that product was out of stock at that moment. They reached out to customer support telling them that they wanted to buy this product specifically because the quiz said this is the product they need. So this will happen. You will see this in your customer support as well if you have products that go out of stock. But if not, you will see your site conversion rates go up. So that was the aside. So for those brands that do have a quiz, definitely consider setting up a quiz follow-up email series. And it gets an A tier. And next, we have the review request email series. What's important here is the problem we are solving, and that is a lack of social proof. So I don't know about you, but whenever I'm considering considering buying something, the first thing I look at are reviews. Are there lots of reviews? Are they recent? Do they include actual photos I can look into? So the review request flow is super simple to set up. We recommend maxing out the numbers of emails you send. So this is the review request flow. It gets an A, not because of the direct sales it's going to generate, but because of the extra sales that it's indirectly going to generate. And we make it to the finals. If you've stayed so far, you have unlocked 3 S plus tier flows, and these flows are what I call MVP flows. The first S plus tier flow is the MVP welcome flow. This is just like your regular welcome flow, except it's tailored to one of your best-selling products or best-selling categories. So a regular welcome flow is like a shotgun. You are sending a lot of emails and seeing what resonates with some customers who want this product, this other product, see what hits the target. An MVP flow is like a sniper. You know exactly why they are here, what they want to buy, the products they want to solve, the unique selling proposition of these products, so you can make these emails super tailored to that. And in return, we have seen MVP flows convert 2, 3, even 4 times higher. So rather than having all of your site visitors receive this generic welcome emails, you will send these emails instead and increase your conversion rates, increase your sales. So that is the first MVP flow, the welcome flow. And the next one is the checkout abandonment MVP flow. And it's super similar. You will add a filter instead of your regular checkout abandonment flow. And if they added this best-selling product or best-selling categories to their cart, you will send this specific sequence. And the benefits are the same. These emails are super targeted. They appeal to specific objections they might have, specific reasons to buy they might have. And so again, we've seen these emails convert 2, 3, even 4 times better than regular checkout abandonment emails. And finally, we have the MVP thank you flow. A series of emails you will send to someone who purchased a specific product. And what you will do then is cross-sell them the next logical purchase. But now you can say, because you purchased product X, you can buy product Y because it pairs perfectly with that. And these emails are also going to be super high converting. So that is the MVP thank you flow, and it also gets an S+. I tried to cram 5 years of experience, observation, data analysis into this short video. I hope this was useful. And as a takeaway, implement these flows in order from S and A, B and C if you do have the time, D if you really have someone you hate on your team, and F, completely skip that flow. And according to Klaviyo itself, the flows that we create have a higher conversion rate than 80 to 95% of all other e-commerce brands. So if you would like to have my elite team at Email Engineers do this for you, click the link in the description to book a call with me. Now, if you have some flows already and would rather increase the conversion rate of them, watch this other video next.